Hello Chris, this is Walt, and this is my quick Logger Pro setup here. Um, so I have the motion detector connected to my laptop. I'm doing a kinematics graph experiment, and in this experiment, what I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do, and that was a kinematics graph Jeopardy type question, where students would have to um, there'd be a graph on the screen. They'd have to try to get up, move around, and match the graph. Um, it's easy to record data and have it written down on a graph and just see what the graph says from your data. But it's a completely other thing to be able to actually represent that data with motion. To get up, learn something by moving around, and try to feel it for yourself what it actually means. So in this experiment, I wanted to, like I said, match the graph. And I tried a couple different things first. You can see this is the Logger Lite setup. And I tried going into the little graphs thing on the side here and tried to click in and input my own data, create my own graphs. And all that was coming up was text options, so that didn't work. And then I saw in File that I could import data right here, but I tried making an Excel graph. So I can try with like a position versus times graph, and I wasn't able to get that to work either. So that was a big waste of time. However, I did see this little match button up here, and I'm guessing this is the same reason why they put this in here, is for something that I was essentially going to do anyway. And when I clicked it, it comes up with a graph already on the screen. And we can click it multiple times, and each time we click it, there's multiple different graphs that we can choose. And we can also switch our axis rather than position. We can switch it to velocity, and again, by pressing different things, it creates its own velocity versus time graph. And we can do the same for acceleration. Acceleration is a little bit harder to mimic for students, but it could definitely be used as well. So in my two experiments that I did, they were application movement-based experiments where students would have to start the motion timer and see if they can match the graph. So this will just be a quick representation of that. Let's see if I can get something that's easy enough to do on screen here. Okay, so this one doesn't look so bad. So, and I set up my motion detector here, and I will just get this running. It's probably going to be pretty bad since right now I can't really see my laptop screen to see where I have to be and to match this, but we'll try. And we'll start 1 meter away, further, and further. Okay. So hopefully this picks me up. It looks like this is getting about 5 meters away. Hopefully it picks up everything. We'll give it a go. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's picking it up. Let me try to get a better one in here. Change this. Okay, this one looks a little bit better. So, data, clear data. Here's a pretty good one here. So this is what I'm going to try. So with this, what students would have to do is they'd have to look at the graph, see what it's actually saying. This is a simple position versus time, and then try to copy it. Let's try this again. And so there's my graph. I started, like I said, can't really see my laptop screen from where I was, but I started too far back. Then I was supposed to move at a constant velocity and then stop at 1.5 meters away from the motion detector. And so this was my experiment. It was an application experiment where students would use what they learn about motion and kinematics and be able to, it's just a way to more interactive way of learning what these graphs represent by using the motion of their bodies.